Hey guys, today we're doing our next tutorial for beginners, and this one is going to be on fillets. To get to this tutorial, you want to click on the question mark icon in your SolidWorks, click on tutorials. That will open up this window. Click on all SolidWorks tutorials and then browse down on the left to fillets. Let's go. This lesson describes how to use different types of fillets. In this lesson, you modify this knob part by adding different fillet types, which is the face fillet, constant radius fillet, and variable radius fillet, using mirroring to assure symmetry, and applying a library feature. Now, this tutorial uses a file that's already saved on your computer. Click here to open, or you can build a sample part. There are some instructions here, but given this tutorial is on fillets, let's skip that and just go straight into the tools. Click Fillet on the Features toolbar. You can find it here. In the Property Manager, under Fillet Type, click Face Fillet. Now, Face Fillet is option number 3. Under Items to Fillet, click inside the first selection box, which is this one, Face Set 1 in the graphics area, which is this face, and then select the face labeled below as Face Set 1, which we've done. Click inside the second selection box, here with the pink, Face Set 2, and then in the graphics area, select the face labeled below as Face Set 2, which is this one. And then you should see, if you have full preview ticked, a little baby fillet that's previewing on this edge. Now, it looks so small because your default size, if your files are set up correctly, it looks so small because your default size is 0.5 millimeters. What we're going to do here, under Fillet Parameters for Fillet Method, select Hold Line. So we click on the drop down, press Hold Line, click inside the selection box and Hold Line Edges, and select the edge labeled Hold Line below, which is this edge here. Press the tick and then save the part. That is quite a neat fillet. Now, what that fillet has done is created a tangency fillet from this top face down to this second face, finishing at this hold line that we've selected. Very smart fillet. Next, we're going to click again, Fillet on the Features toolbar. Under Fillet Type, we're going to select Constant Size Fillet. That is the first option. We're going to click the edge of the grip labeled 5. Under Items to Fillet, select Full Preview, which we should have. And under Parameters, we're going to set the size to 5 and press Enter. Click the tick. That one is done. Now repeat those same steps to add a fillet to the edge labeled number 2. So we're going to click Fillet. We're going to change the radius to 2. So press 2, Enter, and then we can select the second edge and press OK. Now we have 3 different fillets on our part. We can see in our feature tree, Fillet 1, Fillet 2, Fillet 3. When filleted edges intersect, it is a good practice to add the larger fillet first. Okay. Creating an asymmetric fillet. Next, you create an asymmetric fillet along the cylindrical edge. Cylindrical edge being this face and this edge here. Click the edge shown and click Fillet on the Features toolbar. In the Property Manager, click Constant Size Fillet. Now, a default, your fillets, if you've already done one fillet and selected a fillet type, the next time you create a fillet, it's going to have exactly the same settings as the last one. So that's why it still has Constant Size Fillet here selected. Under Parameters for Fillet Method, select Asymmetric. For distance 1, type 1, and for distance 2, type 2. If necessary, click Reverse Direction to assign the larger radius to the outer side of the fillet. Click Reverse, and we can see how the preview changes. Now, the dimensions here look completely different to the preview they're showing. So we'll go with option number 2 and press the tick, and that's really strange, but hey, that's what the tutorial says, so let's go with it. Save. Press Next Topic. Okay, creating a variable size fillet. To create variable radius fillets by specifying a different radius for each vertex of the edges you want to fillet. Click Hidden Lines Removed on the View toolbar. That is this one here. This is showing us only what we can see from the current view. So we can't see the other lines on the back side of this part, even though it appears transparent because we can see the background through it. It's quite confusing. We're going to click Fillet In the property manager under fillet type, click variable. So that is option number 2. Under items to fillet, we're going to uncheck the tangent propagation box. That's this one. And then for edges fillet, we're going to select the edges below. So I'm going to go edge number 1, 2, 3, 4. Under variable radius parameters, for fillet method, select symmetric. Next, under variable radius parameters, select the radius values for the 5 vertices as shown in the illustration. So we can see in the illustration, it's telling us at the top to set it as 1, and then for each of the other points in the middle to be 1.5, at the other end, 1. Now 1 is already set for those 2 outer dimensions, so we're only changing the 3 in the middle. To do that, I click on the box, I type in 1.5, I press enter, those are all done, and then I can press the tick. Now what a variable radius fillet lets you do is vary the radius from one point to another. And you can see these other 3 points on that radius line, on that edge. I could, if I wanted to, I could select each of those points and change the radius at those points. And you want to be careful with this kind of thing because when you're designing, you want to have a nice, smooth, consistent curve. Okay, if you start chopping and changing the fillet sizes, it's really going to show up in your part. It's not going to be a nice detail. So the best practice is usually sticking the variations of the radius to either end of the radius, to either end of those fillets. Press the tick, change our view back to shaded with edges, and save. Now, to take advantage of the part symmetry and to finish the part, mirror the part about the right plane. Click trimetric on the standard views toolbar and click mirror on the features toolbar. Mirror is here. It's also under linear pattern. Mirror in the property manager for mirror face plane, we're going to select the right plane from the flyout. The flyout is this menu that is inside your viewport. If you hit the C key, well, it should be showing you. There we go. And then I can select right plane. Under bodies to mirror, so you can see we can mirror features, faces, or bodies. We're going to click bodies and we're going to click this geometry and we're going to hit the tick, and the mirror part of the original part, a mirror image of the original part is joined to the part of the selected plane to make a complete symmetrical part. Okay, now one thing that we can kind of see here on the top, it's a bit of a sharp point running through the middle where we've mirrored. I think on the next step, we're going to add a fillet. So when you mirrored the drafted grip, it created a parting line along the top of the grip. Smooth the parting line by adding a constant radius fillet. So I'm going to click fillet on the features toolbar. Under fillet type, select constant size fillet. Under the parameters, set to 5, and then we're going to select this edge shown. Now what I'm showing you here is that you can change the order in which you do things here. You don't have to go from top to bottom as you're selecting parameters. You can put all your parameters in and then select your edges last if that's the way that you like to work. Make sure tangent propagation is selected so the fillet extends along the whole of segments of the edge. What that means is that I'm only selecting this edge here, the one you can see in blue, with tangent propagation on. If I uncheck that, it's only going to add the fillet to this one section, and I would have to select the other sections individually. Typically with fillets, you'll want to do the whole edge at once, but this tool is useful for those rare cases where you only want to do a small segment at a time. Click OK, and again we'll click save, and next. Now, inserting a library feature. A library feature is a frequently used feature or combination of features that you create once and then save in a library for future use. The SolidWorks software comes with several pre-made library features in the design library. Here, you insert a keyway. We're going to click back on the standard views toolbar and then select the design library tab on the task pane. That is this button here, design library, to expand. Now, if you are missing the design library folder, you can add it manually. I have already added here a SolidWorks components library folder. That is my own parts, nuts and bolts and things like that I've created over the years. This one wants me to navigate to the features metric keyways. Now I'm just going to have to see if we've even got this file. We've got data. This one to design library. Okay, so if you are missing the design library folder, you can add it manually by clicking add file location and browsing to this location. Now I am missing that, so we're going to add it in. We're going to go to add file location, so add to library, this one, and we're going to browse to the C drive, program data, SolidWorks 2022, that is the year I'm using, and then design library, and press OK. And it's going to add it in. So then I can see in my design library here, I'm going to navigate to features, metric, keyways. And I'm going to drag a bore with a square keyway, BS, onto the part. I'm going to show a list with large icons so I can see the file names, and bore with square keyway, this one. So I'm going to click and drag onto the part, and then I'm going to drop in the property manager under configuration, select 2x1 with a diameter of 7, which is here. I'm going to click link to library part, which means if you edit the library feature, this option ensures that the changes you make in the original library feature are applied to this part. And in the graphics area, select the outer edge for the reference edge and click OK. So I'm going to select this edge, press OK. All right, when you edit now editing a library feature. Now I'm not quite sure that I lined this up properly. I'm going to edit the design library feature, so edit feature, references, that's even worse. Okay, I don't think the tutorial explained that very well. I would like to line that up properly. References, locating dimension. Okay, well, I don't like this bit at all. I'm going to go OK, and then I'm going to go through the last step. So when you edit a library feature, you edit it in the context of the solid LFP file, which is the file extension for library features. Rotating the part, we notice the keyway cuts through the entire part. In the Feature Manager design tree, right-click Bore and select Edit in Context. Here, the file opens. In the Feature Manager design tree, right-click Keyway and select Edit Feature. In the Property Manager, under Direction 1, select Blind in End Condition instead of Through All, and set the depth to 5. Click OK. Click the Window knob, click Window. Okay, so we click Window, knob to return to the part window. The part updates with the modified keyway, and that modified keyway does not go all the way through our part. Awesome. Now, it's still not lined up, so we need to do that and work out how to do that. Edit feature. And let's try a few things. So it's lined up properly here. I don't know why that's not fully defined. That's fully defined now. Save, close. That is better. I don't know if that was it, but maybe it was. Okay, now that keyway is fully defined to be vertical, and so we can see the feature here is updated to be vertical, and now we're happy with that part. So we're all done. Congratulations, you have completed this tutorial. Thanks a lot for following along. How did you go? Was it confusing at all? Did fillets look okay to you? Did you enjoy having someone running through the tutorial with you? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you for the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and found something new to enhance your SolidWorks skills. Don't forget to subscribe to Fully Defined for more tutorials, tips and insights from a certified SolidWorks expert. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, leave a comment below. I read all comments and love hearing your feedback. Remember, with the right skills and tools, you can turn your design dreams into reality. Keep modeling, keep learning, and always fully defined.